Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Cara Shirley. I'm your digital news desk host, and it is Election Day 24. It's a very big day here in the United States. People are going to vote to select the next president of the United States. So I hope if you haven't already gotten out to vote, that you do make plans to go do that. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today here at 1 o'clock WLBT Plus. It is November the 5th, Tuesday, November the 5th, Election Day. We are we're several hours away from knowing who the winners will be, but we are going to be here with you all day here at WLBT to keep you updated on the elections, both local and national, and bring you all of that information. Looking here at our stream. Sorry, I had an extra microphone hooked up. Looking here at the stream here, so we have Ebony is saying, "Hey," and she's saying that I am looking cute today. Thank you, I appreciate that. I hope you all have a great day. If you are watching on our stream, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, sometimes we even stream on our Twitter page. But if you are watching there, let me know where you're watching from, and if you have already voted today. And how has it been for you out of the polls? We know we have a lot of people that are posting on social media talking about having really long lines at the polls, or even having or hearing of some possible issues. We are looking into those, and if there is anything to be concerned about, we will definitely pass that information along to you. Make sure you tune into our newscast later today, or download the WLBT app so that you can stay updated on the breaking news as it comes into us. So before we get to the news today, let's take a look outside, see what it is looking like over downtown Jackson on this election day. And it is quite beautiful outside. It was a very cloudy and muggy this morning, but it doesn't look that way out there right now. Blue skies, beautiful big clouds, and sunshine as well. Let's look somewhere else. How about let's take a look over Ridgeland and see what is going on there, courtesy of our Renaissance camera. It looks a little cloudier that way, doesn't it? It does to me. Well, we're going to take a look at our forecast here in just a little bit. Don't forget as well, 2:30 today, our First Alert weather team is going to be in here to give you a full update of our forecast for the rest of Election Day and going forward. I know there is a tropical storm that is building out there in the Gulf, and they're going to tell us more information on what we can expect from that. So looking, Hallie says that she voted at 7:15. That is awesome. Did you have to stand in line for a long time? Ebony asked me, who am I voting for? I am voting for my family. Voting for who I think is going to do the best for my family. But I'm not going to talk about who I'm voting for because that really doesn't matter. Let's see. Haley is also saying that she feels nauseously optimistic. That is crazy. But whatever happens tomorrow, we are still all Americans here and are living in America together. And we just need to learn to be kind and be respectful to those who maybe have differing opinions of ours. We can have different opinions from everyone surrounding us, but we don't have to be rude or mean or not nice people. Basically, we can respect each other as human beings. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the news today. We do have some updates on some crimes that have happened several months ago. Actually, we have an arrest that was made in a murder. We also have another individual that was found guilty of murder. So let's go ahead and jump into those stories right now. So Jackson police have now arrested a man for a deadly shooting that happened back in April on Medgar Evers. So here we go. Let's pull him up for you right here. 37-year-old Benjamin Alawo. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. He has been charged with murder and the death of Taboris Jefferson. Shooting happened on Medgar Evers Boulevard and Coleman Avenue back on April the 21st. And then also told you over in Humphreys County, a man has been found guilty of a first-degree murder, and this is him right there, Daquan Phillips. So on October 21st, decision by a circuit court jury was unanimous for Quan Phillips. He killed 19-year-old Michael Bowman Jr. September the 15th of 2022, just days after his 19th birthday. Video evidence shown during the trial helped to the jury to find Phillips guilty of first-degree murder, and he is now waiting for a special court hearing for sentencing by the circuit court judge. Now, Hinds County supervisors are reacting following an appeals court ruling approving a federal takeover for the Hinds County Jail. So board president Robert Graham says county leaders have made all of the needed corrections and repairs to the jail in Raymond. Now, you may remember this. A Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals panel ruled that the U.S. District Judge Carlton Reeves acted properly back in 2022 when he appointed a public safety consultant to act as a receiver for the jail. The judge told Reeves to reevaluate the consultant's work and remove his budgeting power. The Hinds County Sheriff's Department has since been working to fix all of the issues at that jail. Graham says that he is proud of the work and the progress that they have been able to make so far.
We do know that we followed every ruling that the judge asked us to follow, and we'll be working with our attorney as well as with the attorney from the Sheriff's Department to make sure that we follow those particular orders. But we are not under a consent decree. We're just following the orders and the stipulations of the consent decree that used to exist but no longer exist.
So the county is now in the process of building a new jail, and at this time, there's no word on when the construction of that jail will be finished. Coming back here to our social media here, our stream, we have Miss Carol Hatcher saying, Flowwood, watching from Flowwood and holding her breath. God's got this, and that is so true. That is so true. As much as we would like to think that we're in control, maybe we're not. That is my personal opinion. Maybe we're not. Miss Ebony here, I love her. She is so funny. Lots of comments here from Ebony, and she she says she's going to make some grapes for me. Look, I like the cotton candy grapes. Have you tried the cotton candy grapes? They are amazing. My husband doesn't like them, so I'm okay with that because when I buy them, I get them all to myself. So we are getting back to our news coverage now. Appreciate it when you guys are here and commenting along. I really do like getting to talk to you guys and have an interactive newscast with you. Ebony's asking me, when do I want the grapes? Whenever you can bring them. And I'm not picky, just whenever you can bring them. So Madison County did have a board meeting yesterday, and the sheriff, Randy Tucker, says the county is on track to recover another $500,000 from payments that were made to a fraudulent vendor earlier this year. So during the Board of Supervisors meeting back in September, Sheriff Tucker said that the money is currently being recovered, putting the total recovery amount to around $2.1 million. So we reached out to the Sheriff's Department to see if any of the money had been deposited into the county's bank account, but officials replied that they had no additional comment. Sheriff Tucker also mentioned authorities have not been able to identify any criminal activity among Madison County employees, but the perpetrators behind the scam will be arrested. The county filed a report with the sheriff's office about the scam back in March when more than $2.7 million in payments were made to a fake bank account. So they have recovered around $2.1 million of that $2.7 million that was paid out. That is a very, very large chunk that is recovered. And hopefully they'll be able to recover the rest of it. We, of course, will keep you updated on that as the situation progresses. We'll let you know what we hear. So nearly $5 million in funding has been secured for what some people are saying is a controversial thing here in West Jackson. And it's a project that is designed to help the homeless. We've got a very, very large homeless population here in Jackson. And this project could hopefully help them. Not a lot of people agree with it, though. So the Jackson Resource Center was recently approved for a $2 million grant for a tiny house village for Capers Avenue. It's been planned for Capers Avenue. So CEO Puddlemus White says that the money is in addition to the $2.8 million in federal funds the Resource Center will receive through the city. The funds will be used to transform an 18-acre site along Capers into a 60-unit tiny house village. It would be designed to provide a safe space for a portion of the city's homeless population. An archaeological survey of the site is expected to be conducted in the coming weeks. It sounds like a very great thing to be able to have here, to be able to help this housing up to 60, or there's 60 units, assuming that it is one person per unit. That takes 60 people off of the streets at night, but we still have a homeless population of more than 600 people here in Jackson. And we need to do more to be able to help out the homeless population and get those numbers down. But this could be a good thing. Tell me what you think in the comments here on our social stream. Do you think this could be a good move for Jackson? Is this something that needs to happen, that we need to pursue? Or could, if it could be, should that money be put towards something else to help the homeless population here in Jackson? Let me know what your thoughts are. I appreciate that. Now, the Mississippi Department of Transportation is announcing progress on several projects, including bridge replacements over in Yazoo County. Let me show you the video of that here. So the project is replacing 3 bridges over the Yazoo River floodway channels. The work is forcing the closure of State Road 16 and 149 between West Levee Road and Whittington East Road. Crews are preparing to pour bridge rails along with pouring caps, wing walls, and drill shafts. During the closure, northbound traffic will detour to State Route 3, and southbound traffic will take US 49 south. The work is expected to be completed by the end of 2025, and it is a $27.9 million project that was awarded to Key LLC of Madison. Now, coming back here, Sandra's asking here, great question. What about the working people that can't afford homes? That is a great question. It's a great line of thought there, Sandra. And let's see. Looking here at our comments. All right, making sure that I'm not missing anything that I can put up and possibly answer for you guys. So let's go ahead and hear from our sponsor. Let me see. Just saw a comment come up. I want to talk. Hello to them. Hello to Cindy. She said this is her first time joining. Well, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate you joining, and I hope you return. I'm here every weekday at 1 o'clock. So let's go ahead and hear from our sponsor, that is Jackson Water. They make it possible for us to bring you a WLBT Plus and any additional coverage or our programming that we're able to bring you here on our streaming channel.
Hey Jackson, curious about our water system? Join the Jackson Water Academy to get the inside scoop on our water and sewer operations. 3 sessions, 3 months, and a whole lot of hands-on know-how. You'll even get a behind-the-scenes tour of the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Plant. So if you're ready to dive in, head to jacksonwater.com/wateracademy or give us a ring at 601-500-5200 to apply. But hurry, spots are going fast.
And again, thank you to Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus. We do appreciate you being our sponsor here. So let's see, Shawana Pierce here in our stream. She says, when speaking about the tiny homes for the homeless population here, says, yes, it's a great thing. What has been done before now to combat the growth of the unhoused community? You know, outside my personal knowledge is just those like for nonprofits, charities, things like that have been helping. I personally don't know of anything that else has been done, not by the city or anything. But that being said, remember, I've only been here since March, so something could have happened that I'm not aware of. But that's what I know, is that it has been mostly, to my knowledge, the charities and nonprofits around here that have been trying to help the homeless situation. Well, let's go ahead and look at some election day coverage. I know everybody is very excited about this day being here. If for nothing else, to get it done with, because I know all of our social media feeds and commercials on TV or even radio and things like that has been nothing but political and politics. And I'm sure that there are a lot of us out there that are very ready to get get election day behind us and move forward with whatever decision America makes today. So with election day being here and the polls are going to be closing in just a few hours, so they close at 7 o'clock. Sounds like it's a long time away, but it will get here before you know it. So if you haven't voted yet, make sure you get out there and vote. So we checked in with the Secretary of State, Michael Watson, yesterday, who says that absentee ballots will likely be just below the record that was set in 2020. That's when it was a record-breaking total back in 2020. So there are a handful of counties who exceeded the number. Madison County is included. So Madison County has exceeded the numbers that they reached for absentee ballots back in 2020. And if you're planning to vote for today, hopefully you are, if you're registered, here's a reminder for you. You can't wear a shirt or a button with your candidate's choice on there, or really anything that is promoting your choice of candidate on your persons. You can't take it into the precinct.
Not something that we say, that's something that the legislature said. So I just encourage folks again, just be kind to others. It's okay to wear a different shirt tomorrow while you go vote and then change shirts back into your candidate of preference. That's fine. No problem with that. Go wave signs, go campaign. Just do it 150 feet away from the precinct opening.
So while Mississippi isn't a state to watch for big races, it could have some implications for congressional leadership positions. So both Congressman Benny Thompson and Senator Roger Wicker are ranking members of influential committees. And if party control of either chamber flips, that would put them in line for the roles as chairman. So before we get into some of the things that you can vote for today, as far as people, let's talk about something that they're having over in Ridgeland, which is a sales tax vote. So that's something that you're going to be voting on today. If you do live in Ridgeland, a tax referendum that would fund improvements at Freedom Ridge Park. So there we go. Voters are deciding on whether to approve a temporary sales tax that would add an extra 1% tax to restaurants and a 2% tax on hotels. Some of the expansion plans at the park would be a new baseball and softball field, new soccer fields, a festival, which everybody loves a good festival, and a special events area along with multi-use trails. So if you are in Ridgeland and you are going to the polls today, you would need to vote either for the tax or against the tax. There is no for the tax if it is like this or anything like that. It's either you're for it or you're against it. And so that is one of the things you'll be voting on in Ridgeland. Then, of course, we have our Senate race. We have Ty Pinkins, who is running as a Democrat, Roger Wicker, who is the incumbent, running as Republican. And then over in District 2, the 2nd Congressional District race, Democrat Benny Thompson, who has held the seat since 1993, has a Republican opponent, which is Ron Eller, both of them there on your screen. Then we have for Congress District 1, Congressman Michael Guest is running unopposed, but 2 other congressional races are happening today in other parts of the state. Republican District 1 Congressman Drent Kelly is taking on Democrat Diane Black. Now, this is a rematch from 2022. And if we look at a U.S. House District 4, the Republican Congressman Mike Ezell faces Democratic challenger Craig Rabon. And once again, these polls will close tonight at 7 o'clock. So one thing that confused me for so long, and it really kind of still does, I have to really pay attention, is when we talk about the Electoral College. While it's not the popular vote that determines who the president is going to be. It is the Electoral College, and it's complicated and can be very confusing to many people. So we have a breakdown for you of how it works. So state political parties choose their electors. Each state gets the same number of electors as it has members in the House and Senate. And the District of Columbia gets 3 for a total of 538. So a candidate needs a majority to win, so at least 270 points, Electoral College points, to win. On election day, votes go into a statewide tally with 48 states using a winner-takes-all electoral vote system. And a projected winner is typically announced on election night or hopefully soon after. But the Electoral College vote, when electors meet in their states to vote, is in mid-December. So the Constitution does require electors to vote for their party's nominee, but they almost always do. And also some states do require it for them to vote for their nominee. So that is how the Electoral College works. And it can be confusing. Oftentimes I thought, why don't we get, a vote for vote count? Number one, that would take forever to tally to get to the results of. There would be a lot of chances of it being inaccurate numbers, higher chances of it being inaccurate numbers, and there are several other reasons for it. Talking about when you talk about the population in some voting areas versus others. So this is a way for them to try to make it more fair. Some people don't agree with it. Some people do, but that is how the Electoral College works. And again, I told you about this yesterday, but I want to tell you about it again today because you still have time to get a ride if you need a ride, and it's called a roll to the polls. So if you do need a ride to the polls, and Mississippi Moves is providing transportation for free. Once again, it's called the Roll to the Polls, and you can reserve a ride by going to msmove.org or by calling the number on your screen, 662-205-6683, or MOVE. So 662-205-MOVE. And again, you can book your ride right now. It is a free service. If you need to get a ride to the polls, go ahead and call, go to the website, schedule that for yourself so that you don't miss out. You'll be able to get a ride up until 6:30 tonight. Of course, polls close at 7, and you need to be in line by 7 o'clock in order to vote. If you are in line at 7:01, you may not get the opportunity to vote. So they close at 7, and the only way you can vote after 7 is if you were already in line before the clocks roll over to 7 p.m. So, all right, guys, that is going to be the end of WLBT Plus today. We're going to be back again at 2:30 with our First Alert Weather team, getting the rest of your election forecast and looking later on in the week, seeing what's going to be happening. And we also have some other coverage that is going to be happening for the election. We're going to have some analysts that are going to be in here with us later on today. The awesome CJ LeMaster is going to be in here talking politics, talking the election, and all of that fun stuff with some of our analysts. My mind just went blank. The analysts that are going to be here. Anyway, I do appreciate you being in here with me today, and I'm going to be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I may even be in with CJ a little bit later. I'm not sure yet. I don't want to get in here and mess anything up or say anything wrong, so I may just leave that to the guy who really understands everything that he's talking about. But regardless, I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I hope you guys join me then. I hope you get out and vote, do your civic duty, and we will see you tomorrow.